Jaya. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jai Om Vishnupad Brahmans Praya Sagasya Shishmadesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anand Kori Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namachara Shrilas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री विद्या गदाधर शिवसती गौरतविंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। गौर निताई की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोलोकनंद की जय। गौर प्रेमनंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Tarmanasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya Chakshuritmulamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutle Samrupa Kadamaya Dadati Sapadantikam. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांद राधा कांद तप्त कंचन गौरंगे राधे वृंदावन श्री स्तुति देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are continuing our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 74, and today verse is 47, and depending on time I might do 48 also at the same time. So anyhow. Ritvik sa sadasya bhyo Ritvik sa sadasya bhyo Dakshinma bapulam dadat Dakshinam vipulam adat Sarvan sampujya vidivach Sarvan sampujya vidivach Chakreva bharatam ekarat Chakre bhivartam ekarat Ritvik cha sadyasebhyo Dakshinam vipalam adat Sarvam sampujya vidivat Chakre vidaratham ekarat ekarat. Too close? Too close? Or is it? Okay. word-to-word translation. Ritivagya to the priest, Sasadyabhaya, along with the members of the assembly. Dakshinam, gifts in gratitude. Vipulam, abundant. Adat, he gave. Sharvan, all of them. Sampuja, properly worshipping. Vidhivat, according to scriptural injunctions. Chakre, executed. Avarvartam, the purification bathing of the sponsor of the sacrifice. And the washing of the sacrificial utensils that mark the end of a major sacrifice. Ekarat, the Emperor Yudhishthir. Translation by the disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Emperor Yudhishthir gave generous gifts to the sacrificial priests and the members of the assembly, properly honoring them all in the manner prescribed by the Vedas. He then took the Abhavarata bath. Please repeat. Emperor Yudhishthir gave generous gifts to the sacrificial priests and the members of the assembly, properly honoring them all in the manner prescribed by the Vedas. He then took the Avabharata bath. There is no purport. In the Tikas, Jiva Goswami says, with the destruction of all obstacles, the sacrifice was completed nicely. The king took the Abhabharata bath, a concluding act for the sacrifice. Yudhishthir had now attained his kingdom. He was the sole ruler. Ekarat, so he is the emperor. Basically, all the kings are now defeated, so he is the one who is ruling the whole that area, So this is what it is, being an emperor. So basically, this verse is the conclusion of the great sacrifice performed by Emperor Yudhishthir. The important lesson is that the Vedic sacrifices are not whimsical. Everything is done according to Shastras, under the guidance of qualified Brahmanas, and concluding ceremonies with the proper charity and gratitude. So these are important ingredients of a sacrifice. When it must be done, then you have to make sure these things are performed, Now, the charity to Brahmana is very important. The word Dakshinam Vipulam Adat means he gave abundant charity, not little bit, abundant charity. Srila Prabhupada emphasizes that a sacrifice is not complete simply by performing rituals. One must satisfy the qualified Brahmanas who guide the sacrifice. So it's very important. We must give dakshina to the priest, technically to his satisfaction, but in Kali Yuga, our priests are not very pure, and And then there is greed and all kinds of vices we have. But still, one must do what one can. And the Brahmanas should not be very, greedy also at the same time. So anyhow, that's very important. Because we must satisfy Brahmanas because they guide the sacrifice. The Brahmanas should not act like prophet, okay, Om Swaha, $10 more, $10 more, like that, Yeah. Therefore, King Yudhishthira was very generous. Of course, he was king, so he could afford. So what he demonstrated was that he respected the authority of the Vedas. He also offered his gratitude for the services rendered. So that's very important. Also, the recognition of wealth that should be used for in Krishna's service. So all these, one has to understand that all wealth belongs to Krishna, and we must offer it back to Krishna in his service. So that should be our motive, Now, second thing he did is honoring everyone. Sarvam sampujya vidivat. Honoring everyone according to proper rules. So this is Vaishnava culture, that's how it should be. A devotee doesn't think, oh, I am important, He respects everyone who participated in the service of the sacrifice. So technically it reflects what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Taran api sunichena, taror api suhissenam, amanena mandena kirtanaya sadhari. So we have to be humble and we have to offer respects to others. Now Yudhishthira himself is a saintly king, technically. He is a great devotee and a great king, He never tries to lie, Once he did, out of duty, but still he doesn't lie, He's very honorable, he's very respectful, he's very mindful of dharma, what his dharma is. So in this way, he honored everyone. All the participants he honored, Now the third important thing in this verse is Abhavarta bath. The Abhavarta bath is the ceremonial bath that is taken after a successful completion of a sacrifice. So that's what this bath is. Now its significance is the sacrifice has been accepted. That's one thing. All obligations have been fulfilled. So the Yajman, the sponsor, expresses his gratitude and purification. The bath is not just merely physical cleansing, It symbolizes completion of one's duty before the Supreme Lord, or in yajna, So whatever we are doing for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Now the real purpose of the sacrifice is to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. So it's stated in Bhagavad Gita that Yajna Ratha Karmano Yatra Loko Yam Karma Bandhana. Work as a sacrifice for Vishnu must be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage. Now this is Bhagavad Gita 3.9. So in this material world, we know, we knowingly or unknowingly are always committing sins, So we get some reaction, So in order to get out of the reactions, we have to offer this back to Krishna. So that's why Krishna even advises that even when you eat, all these karmic reactions are there. Even when you plant the seed, now look at this farmer. He tills the soil. You think there are no living entity in the soil? I mean, we think we are vegetarian, right? So many living entities have been killed just in the process of tilling the soil. So who is taking all this karma? So there is always, knowingly or unknowingly, we are committing sins. That's the point. We breathe. I mean, in Jainism, they tend to think that if they put the white mask on their nose, they won't be killing any living entity. But still, when a child takes first breath, there might be living entities in the air also. So those are getting destroyed. So we are always, when you take a birth, you're already committing some kind of sin, minor or later. But these sins are allowed, because every living entity has to, it's not that Krishna is making you suffer for that. So that's understood. But still, we are always creating some kind of sin, knowingly or unknowingly. And Krishna is so kind that he gives instructions. Even in Bhagavad Gita, he writes, even to eat, patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. So he's giving that even if you're eating, so you should offer it to me. And if you offer it to me, I will take all the sins. Now, what are the sins in eating, So there are minor things which we may not understand. Like I was saying, even in growing the vegetarian food, we are proud to be vegetarians. But so much sin has been already committed in growing that plant, There are pesticides. You're spraying, so many things, So anyhow, that's why Krishna says, offer it to me. And the Krishna, just when he speaks Bhagavad Gita, it's just amazing how he speaks Bhagavad Gita. It's not that randomly he spoke. Very organized, very organized. Now in 926 he says, Patram Pushpam. Then immediately in 927 what he says? Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat josi, dadasi, yat tapasasi, konteya, tat kurshva mat arpanam. So here Krishna is saying again, whatever you do, whatever you eat, what's asnasi, whatever you give, you offer. Whatever the dasiyat, you give away. So whatever tapasya you perform, do that as an offering to me. So Krishna is, why he's asking Krishna? For our benefit, not his benefit. Some things say, why Krishna is always asking for his worship? Well, he must be a proud guy, right? But no, he's doing us a big service. All this he's asking so that we can be benefited. So he's taking charge that way, and he's trying to imply that these are sins, and if you do this way, then you won't incur sin. So all you have to do is just offer it to me. So it's very, very important that how. And not only that, in next verse, what he says, it's just amazing how Bhagavad Gita is organized. Patram pushpam, then yat karosi, whatever you do, Then he says, Shubh ashubh phalar evam moksha se karma bandhana. So he is telling what will happen, In this way, you will be fixed and be freed from the bondage of work, whatever is thing. And it says to work, either it's auspicious and inauspicious. It's not one kind of that only pious credits will be destroyed and unpious credit won't be destroyed. No. Every slate will be fully clean. because we are very attached to pious credits, because we want to think, okay, we will get benefited. It's like, okay, it's the mentality of enjoyment, and not only that, possessiveness, that you want to get all the pious results, but impious results, no, please take it away. I don't want it, because that's kind of pain, suffering, so nobody. Every living entity wants to be happy in this world. All the living entities. And why they want to be happy? Why living entity want to be happy? Huh? Yeah. Because our nature is being happy, What's the quality of Krishna? Satchidanand Vigraha. Satchidanand. And we are part of Krishna. We are Ansh. Yeah? So what we want to do? We want to be happy too. So we are part. So every living entity want to be happy, want to be comfortable, and then Krishna is giving way out. Okay, whatever you do, you are in this material world, whatever you do as an offering to me, so I will take care of it. So he's doing it for our benefit. Yeah? So in this way, we will be freed from all the bondage of work, its auspicious results and inauspicious. Because if auspicious results are there, so somebody is collecting just auspicious results, you think he won't have to come back? He will have to come back to enjoy the auspicious results in this world. So one will come back. And then Krishna says, with your mind fixed on me, in the principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come back to me. So what else you want? How kind Krishna is, So it's very, very important that Krishna just tells us all these things, So anyhow, coming back to sacrifice, they were doing in Kali Yuga, Srila Prabhupada explains that we cannot perform grand Vedic sacrifices as mentioned in Bhagavatam because it's Kali Yuga. Ingredients are not pure, mantras we don't chant properly, so we cannot do that. So what is recommended for this yuga? Sankirtan Yagana. So that's congregational chanting of the holy names. So even when we do any festivals, temple opening or kirtan or preaching programs, so the same principles we apply, First thing we perform everything according to Guru, Shastra and sadhus. So we do that, We engage all our resources where we can in the service of Krishna. So we do that, And we tend to or try to our best to honor and respect all the devotees. And we offer charity where we can. So we all do that. And we also understand that all this success, even our success, belongs to Krishna, not to us, because he is sitting in the heart as Super Soul. And what do you think? You are getting ideas on your own? No. Krishna is providing you ideas, Now, how the idea fructifies in your mind, It's not easy, So we have to understand that it's very, very important. So now here you can say Yudhishthira is a great devotee and a great king, and technically he's not trying to be very interested in material prestige, although he's a king, but he's trying to please everyone, especially the Brahmanas, He's honoring all the participants. He's completing the sacrifice according to Vedic regulations. So this is teaching us that all religious ceremonies become perfect only when they accumulate in devotion to the Supreme Personality of God and Lord Krishna. So that's very important. So I don't know how much time I have, so maybe I will take on the next verse, if that's okay. Yeah, 15 minutes, okay. I will try to wrap up in 15 minutes. Yeah, so 48. Okay, I will just read, nobody has to repeat anything. Sadhyatyava kratva rajana Krishna yogeshwara yugasa kitichan masana masan svadhira abhiyachita. Translation. Thus, Shri Krishna, the Lord of all masters of mystic yoga, saw to the successful execution of this great sacrifice on behalf of Yudhishthira. Afterwards, the Lord stayed with his intimate friends for a few months at their request. Now, there's small purport here. Although Lord Krishna is the master of all masters of yogas, such as Lord Shiva, still he was controlled by King Yudhishthira's pure love. Thus the Lord personally saw to the successful completion of king's sacrificial performance, and after that he agreed to stay with his friends in Indraprastha for a few months. So it's now here Krishna is called Yogeshwara. He is the Lord of all yoga, Even great personalities like Lord Shiva, Brahma, and all mystic yogis derive their power from Krishna. He is the source of all mystic perfection and all opulence. No one is equal to him or greater than him. So now here we see that Lord becomes servant of his devotee. Like he agrees with Yudhishthira's Pandava's request to stay there, so that's also very important. When this sacrifice was beginning, actually Krishna washed the feet of Brahmanas. He didn't have to, but still he did. And he accepted all kinds of services just to please who? His Yudhishthira Maharaj, because it was his ceremony. He wanted to make it very successful. So he was helping like an ordinary relative helping a family, See how loving Krishna is. Even at that situation, he's acting like a servant. And why he's doing that, this is because of love. See, love is everything, prema, because pure devotional conquers Krishna. If your purity is the force. So if the pure devotion is there, you will catch Krishna. So that's the way to attract Krishna, is the purity of your devotion, So we have to be very mindful. Now, if you may think Krishna can be conquered by wealth or power or knowledge or austerity, you're missing the point. So the only thing he requires is the pure love. He's not looking at anything else, Now in this verse, the Pandavas didn't want Krishna to leave after this, because of course they were very attached to Krishna, and everyone is. And because when Krishna is present, then what happens? Everything is auspicious, All anxieties disappear, and your happiness within increases, So that's why Yudhishthira, including Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadev, and Draupadi, begged him to remain with them. And what happened? Krishna agreed. because still he has many things to do in Dwarka, but no, still he because of why he stayed, because of the love, pure love. And that's the main point, And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4:11, Ye yathamam prapaddante tam tatheva bhajamyam mama bhavtanu vartante manushya partha sarvasam. So, as you surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. So it's Krishna has this bargain. You surrender 10%, I reward you 10%, not 50% or 100%. So as you surrender, I reward accordingly, not like that. You did little service, then you expect 100% mercy, So that doesn't happen. So one has to be. So here Pandavas were very respectful, very loving, very in prema. And then, of course, he had lots to do in Dwarka also. But still, he stayed there. Why? Because of love he portrayed, And now, the thing is also, when they were doing sacrifice, like almost everything was achieved, like many kings came, many exalted personalities came, So Brahma, there were so many other exalted personalities, So, and then Jarasandha was defeated, so that what had been accomplished, Shishupal has been liberated, so that's another accomplishment. So the sacrifice was complete perfectly. So everything was accomplished, So this is success, because of Krishna, So that's why then Krishna stayed, because they requested them to do so, The thing is, Srila Prabhupada often says our success is not how much money we have, how many followers we have, how much prestige we have. So the success is measured only the love, you have for devotees and others. And if you want Krishna to stay in your heart, in your home, or in your temple, so all you have to do is sincerely hear, chant, and do service, and then your life could be successful. So that's what we have to be mindful. Actually, when Srila Prabhupada was, somebody was reading Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, and he was criticizing, what did Swamiji do here, that wherever there was love for Krishna kind of thing, and he replaced it with devotional service. What is that? So, Srila Prabhupada is very intelligent. How you win a love? How you win a love of anyone? You do little service. You take a blind man, help him cross the street. You think he's not thankful to you? He's very thankful to you. From within the heart. From within the heart. You do any service to anyone, somebody is in pain or whatever. So how to win love is through service. So that's the key. And that's why devotional service is very important. That's why we must do devotional service. And if we do devotional service, Krishna is very pleased. That's how the love is created. So this is very, very important. Besides chanting, hearing, devotional service is also very important. And that's how you win the heart of Krishna. And people are getting up early in the morning, 4 a.m. Why they are doing that? So that's the love. You are being not comfortable getting up and doing all this service, So it's just amazing, Anyhow, very little time is left. Like I could go on, what happened in the past kind of thing, Now how liberations are not equal. Now Shishupal Paul was killed also. I mean, he had different kind of liberation, and Hinaksha, because they were Jaya and Vijay, so their liberation was totally different than of Kansa, like who also was thinking of Krishna all the time, but their liberation was not as same as the Jaya and Vijay, because they were their eternal servants. So and whereas Kansa, I mean, who was in enmity, but still he was remembering Krishna, so he got liberation. So there are different kind of liberations, and different destinations, like I don't have much time, otherwise we can get into that, what kind of liberations now, like people get, Now the thing is, in the war, there were so many people who saw Krishna, and technically, if you see Krishna, everything is done, It's very important. Just to have the darshan of Krishna is very auspicious. Now, so many people were killed in the war, right? So many soldiers, so many. But final results is what you are in, It's not everyone went to the Krishna's loka, So depending on where you are at, so the Krishna is showing where you can go or cannot go, because there are so many planets, so many places. Not only that, we have so many desires, and so we go accordingly. Everyone is not getting the same result, in a way, Now, if you're devotees, now you can, when people are cursing Krishna, they can be liberated. What about devotees? I mean, who are remembering Krishna in love? So you can expect a lot, in a way. I mean, the gopis, there are many examples. Yashoda, the Pandavas, Uddhavas, Yadus, all these are in prema bhakti, So our goal is not achieving liberation, but prema bhakti, Anyhow, I shouldn't go on because I have still more material. I should stop here, and if you have any questions or comments, please free feel. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Just 1 second. Yeah. Maybe just stop. Just maybe can you, because people might be listening, so I want them to hear what you're saying.
So the word Ritvik is the plural form of Ritvik. And we hear this word Ritvik. So here Yudhishthira is giving a lot of charity to Ritviks. So the word Ritvik actually simply means one who performs his religious activities at specific appointed times. You're doing your religious duties at a proper time. That's what Ritvik means. But somehow it turned out to be what it is in our movement. So I wanted to point that out. And another one is Ekarat, emperor. Stop. So at this point, he's not emperor yet, right? But because he performed Rajasuya, he was being mentioned as the emperor, even though, the war hasn't happened yet, Kurukshetra war.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Brajabara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana Vidana Kaliyadamana Dana Kaliyadamana Vidana Kaliyadamana Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Deepinam Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Vamsivadana Suvasa Deepinam Purandara Arabara Vamsivadana Suvasa Vipinam Purandara Navinana Garabara Vamsivadana Suvasa Vipinam Purandara Navinana Garabara Vamsivadana Suvasa Jajana Palana Surakula Nashana Jajana Palana Surakula Rajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Rajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Nanda Godana Rakowala Nanda Godana Rakowala Nanda Godana Rakowala Nanda Godana Rakowala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskaram Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Nita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Hola Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Maya Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Moya Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Shri Radha Vallabha Natabara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Shri Radha Vrindavana Natabara Bhakati Vinodashraya Bhakati Vinodashraya Bhakati Vinodashraya Bhakati Vinodashraya Yas Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yasomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Bhakati Vinodashraya Bhakati Vinodashraya Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Jaya Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Gaura ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Shama ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Lord Krishna is beloved son of Yashoda, transcendental lover in the land of Braj, the light of Gokula, known by the nickname Kana, the wealth of the lives of the gopis, the attractor of Cupid and punisher of the serpent Kalia. These pure holy names are full of sweet nectarian pastimes, Lord of the 12 forests of Braj, ever youthful, the best of lovers, player of the flute and excellent dresser, protector of the inhabitants of Braj, destroyer of demoniac dynasties, keeper and tender of Nanda's cows, giver of pleasure to cows, land, and spiritual senses, husband of the goddess of fortune, butter thief, and little cowherd, beautiful little cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj, wanderer of the Yamuna riverbanks, thief of the garments of the gopis, enjoyer of the mellows of the rasa dance, very merciful, lover and beloved of Sri Radha, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the only shelter of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Chaito Darpanam Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitarnam Vidyavadu Jivanam Adam Budi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bhadam Nija Sarva Tatrapita niyamita smaranena kala etadrishita vakripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrishami hajjani nanuraga nadapi sunichena tarorapi suhishuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Mabhabadat Bhaktira Hoitaki Twai Hainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vapada Pankaja Stita Duli Sajushim Vachintaya Nayanam Gadashu Daraya Vadanam Gadgarudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamritam Manastumam Adarshanam marmahata karotuva yatatava vidadatu lampato matrananata susoheva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considered